Great Debaters Contest is powered by Blaze, by Safaricom, the Youth Network.
Welcome to the home of education and entertainment, the Great Debaters Contest. This is our Kiambu edition. We continue our focus on the Sustainable Development Goals. I am Mariam Bishar.
And I am Austin Yambok. Today we have Banana girls going against Gathirimu girls, and their motion is ethnic profiling is a catalyst to radicalization of the youth. Mariam, who do you think is going to win this?
We'll find out in just a second, Austin. Proposal number 1, you have 3 minutes.
I'm Angela Angari from Gathirimu Girls, here to propose the motion, ethnic profiling a catalyst to radicalization of profiled youth. So, what is ethnic profiling? This is the discrimination of people based on their religion, race, and nationality. This is mainly done by police officers and immigration officers. And according to a study done by the Open Society Justice Initiative in 1986, it states that an African American is 6 times more allegedly to be arrested of drug-related issues than a white American. What is radicalization? This is the extreme ideas that are adopted. To my first point, ethnic profiling is unnecessary and unfair, thus leading to bitterness and radicalization. And this is the main reason in 2001, during a Congress, George Bush abolished or fought against ethnic profiling. To my second point, this may lead to feeling more, this is the process that makes people feel more or can change how they look and how they dress, and may lead to them not going to places they are used to just because of who they are, what they wear, and what they do. And before I end, I would like to say, don't judge a book by its cover, but instead, go under the cover, and what you may discover is more wonderful than what is outside. Thank you.
Opposition, we're ready for you. You have 3 minutes.
From Danana Girls Secondary School, my name is Purity Ochako, and I'm here to oppose the motion that states ethnic profiling are catalyst to the radicalization of profiled youths. There are many factors which can be a catalyst to the radicalization of profiled youths rather than ethnic profiling. The first factor is unemployment. If I am unemployed, I can do anything so that they can get the extra money. Most youth nowadays do not have work. They go to school, they study, they get good grades, but in the end, they don't have any employment. Not most youths have the courage to go and stand by the roadside and stand with a post and say, I'm jobless. No, they will go for the easier way, which is to look for money by twiddling them thumbs. How do they twiddle them thumbs? They will join a gang in crime. Crime to them is easy. The only thing they have to do is just know information about you, or just stand by the roadside in the evening and wait for a Range Rover or a nice car to pass by, and they will steal it, and that's a crime. Another factor that will be a catalyst to the radicalization of profiled youths is discrimination. When I'm discriminated against, first of all, most youths nowadays are discriminated. They will do anything they can so that they can be accepted in the society. For example, they will join a gang. If there's no gang willingly, they will try to do something extraordinary so that other youths may notice them. Another thing is peer pressure. When there's peer pressure, you will want to fit in. You want to do anything possible so that you can fit in the society and among the other youths. So, according to me, ethnic profiling cannot be a catalyst to the radicalization of profiled youths because there are many factors which can be a catalyst to the radicalization of profiled youths. Thank you.
We're ready to hear rebuttals now, beginning with the proposers. You have 3 minutes.
2 wrongs do not make a right. I'd like to talk about what my friend on the other side is talking about. It's not ethnic profiling. It's what you're talking about, that it's not ethnic profiling that is leading to the radicalization of the profiled youths. Looking forward to a day that my 4 little children will not be judged by the color of the skin, but on the content of their character. These are the words said by Martin Luther King Jr. On behalf of Gathirimu Girls, I'm Rachel Mariah, here to strongly propose the motion that states ethnic profiling is a catalyst to radicalization of the profiled youths. On to my first point, ethnic profiling is not based on evidence, but on physical appearance. A recent research by the Gallup poll indicates that 60% of the Americans want Arabs to undergo intensive searching on the airports. This leads to radicalization because the Arabs will feel out of place, hence there will be grudges between the two nations, and this can lead to the nation that is being radicalized to forming groups such as the Al-Qaeda. On to my second point, I'd like to say that ethnic profiling is against the Kenyan Constitution. Article 27 of the Kenyan Constitution states that every person is equal before the law and has right to equal protection and equal benefit of the law. And discrimination should not be judged according to the race, pregnancy, nationality, marital status, and also on their color. To my third point, I'll say that ethnic profiling is clearly an act of discrimination. It encourages open discrimination as people are judged according to their skin color, but not the content of their character. The holy books, that is the Quran and the Bible, are strongly against discrimination. In Quran, Prophet Muhammad teaches that everyone is created by Allah, and all people are equal. This is found in Surah chapter 30, verse 22. And in the Bible, we are told that all human beings are created in the image and the likeness of God. That leads to radicalization because it is against even our religious beliefs. Thank you.
Thank you. Opposers, you have 3 minutes for your cross-examination.
I'm Lynn Kaikai from Danana Girls, and I would like to oppose the motion that says ethnic profiling are catalyst to radicalization of profiled youths. First, illiteracy. You may ask yourself, what is illiteracy? Basically, we can say that illiteracy is the lack of education. This can greatly be a cause of crimes among the youth. Lack of education may mainly make them so idle to an extent of only thinking of the easiest way of making themselves busy. So this will be a full opportunity of engaging in a criminal activity somewhere and anywhere, e.g. robbery with violence. And as we all know, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. Second, desire for money. Take for instance, many youth organizations, e.g. the Gaza organization, which commit crimes such as robbery, rape, or kidnap. They mainly aim at the wealth or money of the attacked person. These youth attack a person regardless of the person's tribe or where the person is from. In short, they care more about the money and care less about the person. Third, revenge, or you can say hatred. I stand still to disagree with this motion, in that some of our youth tend to do some crimes, e.g. murder, mainly because of revenge or hatred to a particular person or people. Many tend to repair an action in a negative way or in a hurtful way, e.g. sexual harassment, and this mostly affects the girl child. And in this case, they will care less of the person's ethnicity due to their ferocity. This will mostly occur in the universities, where youth take revenge on each other, like attacking each other with dangerous acids. Effect of modern technology. As we all know, for us youth, the most effective means of modern technology is the media. First, let's talk more about the internet. The internet has greatly affected most of our youth, mainly because of watching pornographic videos or pornographic materials. These are materials that are made to excite one sexually by portraying sexual acts. These may lead to crimes, e.g. infatuation and rape. Here, I see no ethnicity. So, I conclude, enough is enough. We have to accept the reality that there are many factors rather than ethnicity profiling rather than ethnic profiling that are catalysts to radicalization of profiled youths. Thank you.
Thank you very much to the audience for those questions. The proposers have been asked how ethnic profiling leads to an increase in crime rates, and the opposers have been asked if the existence of other factors causing radicalization, such as corruption and marginalization, really disproves the fact that ethnic profiling causes radicalization as well. We'll have them respond. Third proposer, you have 3 minutes.
I'm going to answer the question from my friend there. You're asking how ethnic profiling is leading to rise of crime rates. You're still saying that we're talking about more on discrimination. What is ethnic profiling? Ethnic profiling is like discrimination. That's why you're measuring more on discrimination, because it's talking about the discrimination of profiled youths. So I'm going to answer you with my points. On to my first point, I would like to say that ethnic profiling leads to radicalization in such a way that the profiled youths are denied some of their rights, making them become bitter. So we can take, for example, in the Northeastern Province. In the Northeastern Province, the government has suspended the issuing of identification cards that is meant to limit the foreigners from getting identification cards. How do you expect the citizens who are Kenyan citizens there, the youths who want identification cards and who wants to vote, to react to that? Here, they will form radical groups because they feel bitter towards the government. On to my second point, I like to say that it leads to unnecessary generalization that makes the victim hated in society. For example, particular crimes are committed by certain people. Like we all know, many people say that when a bomb is placed somewhere, most of the people say that it is Al-Shabaab. So it leads to radicalization because the victims feel victimized and are isolated from the rest of the society, and therefore, due to the profilation, they become radical and form the radical groups. We should all know that ethnic profiling is not good to us because it forms radicalization. Let's take, for example, if someone commits murder and the eyewitnesses reports the murderer was in a red shirt and a black pair of pants, and the police decides to detain all the people around the society where the crime scene has happened, to detain all the people who have worn the same color. Don't you think that the innocent people who are tortured to say the facts will form a radical group due to the bitterness in their hearts? Thank you.
The opposition will hear your response to the audience. You have 3 minutes.
From Danana Girls is Chelsea Ndolo, ready to oppose this motion, which says that ethnic profiling are catalysts to radicalization of profiled youth. First, I'd like to answer the question which was asked from Alliance Boys. What do you understand from ethnic profiling? I think ethnic profiling is all about tribalism and racism. But as the opposers, we are trying to oppose that those are not the only points which can lead to radicalization of profiled youth. That's why we stated the discrimination. We also said about the bribery, illiteracy. My first point is bribery. For example, in schools, let's say if a student is found has done a problem, and the prefect gives the student a punishment, the student will try to bribe the prefect so that to evade the punishment. My second point is desire for power. For example, in our universities, if one is trying to vie for the presidency, one will try to do crimes like kidnapping so as to win the elections. My third point is indecently mode of dressing, which can lead to crime. If a young girl has dressed indecently, for example, a short skirt, and passes by, let's say, in a dark place at night, and there's a drunkard on the way, the drunkard will try to commit rape, which is a crime. Thank you.
We're ready for final statements, beginning with the proposers. You have 1 minute.
Thank you for the opportunity again. On my conclusion, I'd like to say that we should all avoid ethnic profiling because it leads to radicalization of the profiled youths. The government should avoid the practice of ethnic profiling, for it increases radicalization that leads to rise of crimes in the society, and that they should understand that even though all elephants are gray, not all gray things are elephants. And they should avoid stereotyping. And to my colleagues on the other side, we are supposed to be talking about the factors. You're supposed to be talking about ethnic profiling as a factor that leads to radicalization, or maybe ethnic profiling as a factor that does not lead to ethnic profiling. So there is no way profiled youths are radicalized. You should be talking about profiled youths, but not the other youths. And you should be talking about ethnic profiling as not a way of leading to radicalization of profiled youths. Thank you. That was my talk.
Opposers, you have 1 minute for your final statement.
I'd like to conclude that to my colleagues here, we've talked about the other factors which can lead to radicalization of profiled youth, and we have talked about the general youth, that is us, the students who are in school, the university students. We were talking about all youths, and we have said the factors which can lead to radicalization. As for you, you are proposing that it's only ethnic profiling which can lead to radicalization. And us, we are opposing that it's not only ethnic profiling can lead to radicalization. Thank you.
I want to just give general comments to the two teams. First of all, Gathirimu, it's good to see you again, and this is an improvement of what we have seen. The first and two, the speakers this time around are better off in terms of mastery of language, and we appreciate that for you, okay? So keep up the good work in terms of that. Danana girls as well, but I want to commend that this being your first effort, that you've done your best. Nonetheless, to both teams, as a panel of judges, we feel that the motion was not well researched based on the facts that are on the ground. Yes, we had a mention of a few groups that have been recruiting young people, but we felt that there could have been more factual evidence to at least substantiate your debates. But all the best to both of you. Let's hear comments from other judges.
Gathirimu, the first speaker, Angela, your introduction was good, but I believe you could have been stronger. Generally, I think both teams didn't really understand what the motion was all about. For example, I had a lot of radicalization going around, and sometimes it was not even relevant. For example, I remember, Rachel, you quoted the Quran and the Bible, and whatever you talked about, I didn't really get the relevance of it to the motion. Purity from Danana, as a first speaker, I expected that you would have defined the terms for us so that you would have broken down the motion for the audience. And you were saying that ethnic profiling is not the only catalyst, that there are others. I think you should have also expounded on that. Generally, though, you should have tried more. Maybe next time you will be able to present a better motion. But all the best to the teams. All is not lost. I believe that you are good debaters. You are debaters in the making, and I wish you well.
Ladies, I want to appreciate the confidence that you've had to even first of all just come and be the three on both sides that are going to debate about a certain motion. That is very commendable. However, I think a consequence of what my colleagues have talked about, not having sufficient data, statistics, that mastery of content not being there, led to, in some minimal ways, us being able to tell that there was anxiety. You were nervous when you're saying some of your points. And sometimes it even felt like you're just rushing through so you can get away from the podium. Those are things that are as a result of not sufficiently preparing yourself. It is a good thing that you've taken a step to be the debaters for this motion, but there's more that goes into it, deep preparation. Make sure you can convince even yourself, maybe even a statue, to believe you before you come and stand before our people. So next time, do a better job. You're in a good place. There's more that you can do. All the best.
The moment we've all been waiting for. A tight race with just 1 point between the two teams. Gathirimu girls, you were awarded 60%. Please give them a round of applause. Danana girls, the judges saw it fit to award you 59%. The winners are Gathirimu girls.
Thank you. Good job to both teams on stage, and thank you to our audience for being supportive, listening, and interacting with us all through. Thank you at home for watching as well. Remember to give us your feedback, #GDC for SDGs. I am Mariam Bishar.
And I am Austin Yumbok. Catch you next time.
The Great Debaters Contest is powered by Blaze, by Safaricom, the Youth Network.